So, as a lot of you watched earlier today, I did a live stream walking from my job to the bus stop at Walmart and just making that bus, as it arrived. In fact, the bus driver saw me, waving them down as I was crossing the street on Ward. That's right. I was crossing the street on Ward, I believe, to the other side, and that's obviously why they took their time getting over there, and I just barely made it. But I'm going to tell you something. I stand by everything I said in the live stream, mostly when it comes to work. The work actually makes the day go by fast. Whether you're starting at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, the work makes things go by fast. And I believe this is why people, when they look for work, one of the first areas of work that they look at is distribution, easy for me to say, distribution centers, warehouses for the retailers that they might want to work with, as associates in stores. And why do they look to the DC centers, if you will, first and foremost? Because of everything I just said. No matter, from what I'm understanding, no matter what section of that warehouse you're in, no matter how big, how small, how wide, how thin, no matter if it's got 2 stories, 3 stories, 5 stories, 1 story, the fact of the matter is, wherever you work at in a distribution center, for a Kohl's, a Walmart, an Amazon, a Target, wherever, once you start getting the hang of it, and it's still training for me and my fellow new associates to come, but once you get the hang of it, over time, not only will you know what you're doing, but those hours will go by quicker than you can imagine. And just in the first week, I noticed that. Just in the first week. Because I could be sitting in the classroom, listening to orientation, and even that went by fast. I mean, yes, the trainer and the HR lady who did both those days, because like I said in the live stream, the second day was kind of like finishing off orientation. Basically, they skipped through certain things because they knew, hey, we don't want to be sitting in a classroom, bored to death, listening and watching constantly, some boring videos that they probably realize, hey, these people worked elsewhere. They have experience elsewhere. They know what this is about. They know what these things are about, these CBTs as they call them. They know about the harassment videos and what, that's about. They know about, the fraudulentness when it comes to, being part of the store and either being loyal or disloyal, stuff like that. They know all that. They know that we know all that. Heck, when I saw some of these videos pop up, I'm like, these videos look very familiar, and they did. Because some of these videos, I can tell you honestly, I took when I was briefly working for Dollar Tree. And that's a fact. That's a fact. But, again, outside of that, even that went by fast. And then when we finally got on the floor briefly on Tuesday, along with the tour, and then got more on the floor on Wednesday, and even more so on Thursday, and basically somewhat tested to be on our own today, those minutes went by quick. Because I could look, because they have clocks. They have electronic digital clocks hanging from each section of the warehouse. And when I mean each section, all you have to do is walk a few feet and there's a digital clock. You walk another few feet, there's a digital clock. all to let you know the time. All to let you know the time. And there will be times that I'll look at that digital clock. It'll say 6:45, and while I'm working, I look back again, and it's almost 8:15. It's like that went by quick because I kept myself busy. And I think, again, that is why people prefer distribution centers, warehouses of any kind. I think that's why they prefer them. They prefer them because of the fact there's less restrictions. I mean, there's still restrictions, don't get me wrong. But there's less, restrictions of you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't have this, you can't have this. There's less restrictions. It's more freelance. Yes, there are certain things that are not obligated, but are mandatory. For example, like I said in the live stream, I think I said this in the live stream, the front shift guy, one of the front shift managers who takes care of the schedule, he knows who I am, or at least he's getting to know it because he knows my sister, because she works there. Anyway, he's getting to know who I am. Oh, everybody is. Long story short, it took me to the end of the day, basically walking out the doors to go home, to tell him, hey, look, I've got a situation that I need to have my hours adjusted, at least for the time being. And he said he'd do it for this upcoming week only, seeing as though it's a short week. But that after that, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Thankfully, there's something called UA. Now, I don't want to keep using that because, as they say, that UA can go out the window before you know it. And that won't be good. So, I'm giving it to God that we're going to work something out. Like I said in the live stream, I truly believe my mom, one of the ideas that, she might be okay with is staying at my sister's until the time comes for her to go to work. That might be the only thing. Now, I could be wrong. She may not go for that, but hey, if it ensures I can keep my job, that I just got, then so be it. So be it. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. Anyway, like I said, that is one idea I think that could work, maybe. But outside of that, we'll have to see, give it to God, see what occurs. But like I said, the one thing people do like about, preferring these kind of jobs over the retail ones is, like I say, the leniency. See, you're able to go to work. Now, there are some stores like Walmart, Target to an extent, and maybe even Kohl's, retail-wise, that allow you to wear the cutoff jeans, the shorts that go just above the knee. It hides it, but it goes above the knee. They allow you to wear that. Okay, cool. Because they know it gets hot. They know people will be hot, and they don't want to be sweating. But outside of that, they do require you to wear the uniform, the representation of who they are. Okay, fine. With the DC centers, though, it's a little bit more different. Because all you're wearing, unless you're in an administrative or supervising or even first shift, if you will, manager prediction or second shift prediction, whatever, or position, I should say not prediction, but position, whatever the case may be. Truth of the matter is this. People prefer these kind of jobs, from what I can tell, because all you have to do is wear just one thing. Again, unless you're in a high-ranking position, all you have to do is wear one thing, and that is your name badge. That's it. That's it. You just have to wear that, the pouch they give you with the stuff you need, and that's it. That's it. That's all you have to wear. That's all you have to wear. Heck, even the supervisors and the trainers will sometimes be a little like, yeah, I feel like being casual today. And that's all they'll do. That's all they'll do. They'll be casual, and that's it. That's it. They will be casual. Okay? They will be casual. Now, outside of that, the other thing people do prefer, when it comes to wanting this job over the actual retailing jobs, is you can actually listen to your music. Yeah. You can listen to your music or your favorite podcast. Now, some retailers will let you do that if you're, let's say, being an unloader working in the back, or you're unloading trucks or loading them up, or whatever the case may be. They might allow that. They might allow it to happen if you're working in the garden area, or if you are working in, the parking lot, bringing in carts, or whatever the case may be. They may allow that. However, I've noticed some experience that, basically the parking lot situation for cart attendants, that's not so accessible, not so privileged anymore, if you will. Not so much. But they do allow, but I think, again, that's why people choose distribution centers over actual retail stores or fast food places, because you can listen to your music. Now, they do have the catch that you have to basically, and I mean basically, you have to essentially have only one earbud in your ear. Which means, basically, if you have access to it, you just need to wear one of your headless or your wireless headphones or earbuds, and that's it. And that's what I did today. I wore one of my, earbuds that's wireless. And it was fine. It worked. It was cool. It worked. It helped, like they described, it helped the time go by fast. It really did. It really did. But in my opinion, I think that's my opinion along with that, and the fact that depending on where you are warehouse-wise, they give you a 5-minute head start to go to your lunch or your break. I think this is why everything that I've mentioned, is why people choose distribution centers over the actual retail places that those centers represent. Because it's more, and that's my DoorDash that just arrived, but anyway, it's more casual, it's more, like I said, it's more casual, it's more, more family friendly, if you will, more like you don't have to be like, hi everybody, welcome to here, welcome to this. No, you could just be yourself. And that's what people that's what people enjoy most about this. So, anyway though, guys, I just wanted to come out here and talk about that, and in my opinion, why I feel people choose distribution centers over the retailers. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if any of you have ever had that kind of a conflict, dilemma, if you will, like, okay, where do I want to work? Do I want to work for the retailer or the distribution center that's connected to the retailer? Let me know. You will get a podcast version at BW Rose's Discussions, and until then, I'll talk to y'all later.